Welcome, everybody. I'm your host, Erica Hernandez, and this is Midlife Crisis? No, just following my Delulu dreams. Episode 9. Da, 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 da. What if I talked like that all the time? What if I talked like that all the time? My dog is farting. Oh, fun. I don't know. I came in here trying to be all excited, and instead I was zen and I was honed in, and this very zenny um what is that spiritually character came in, and she's like, I gotta be live, I got to be live. So she was today. We have a great show for you, and by we I mean me and all my personalities and my dogs that are sleeping and may fart and snore from time to time. Today we're gonna talk about some real midlife crisis stuff, like some real midlife crisis stuff that is happening to me, and it's been happening for the past like few months, like recent months, end of 2025 into 2026. And then I'm going to give you a little bit of a life update on the acting world, what's happening there, the improv world, and maybe a little bit of an update on my love life. Maybe not. 6, 7. I know that thing 6, 7 died a long time ago, but my niece loves it, and I thought it was hilarious when she did it the whole time I was there. I thought it was the cutest thing. She wrote 6, 7 everywhere. She even wrote I love 6, 7 on some papers that I left laying around the house, and I love her and I love everything she does, and she's perfect. Okay, she's perfect. And if she loves 6, 7, I'm gonna love 6, 7. Anyways, let's get to the show. I wish I had music, but I don't. There's like music playing in my head, like cutting these segments. Pero no, but it's not happening. Fun fact, if you guys could see, if you guys are watching on the YouTubes, you shall see that I have a mic stand. I have a mic stand because last two podcasts I was holding the mic when I was sitting in my couch, and I kept hitting it, and it kept doing the, like when I was editing the podcast, I kept hearing the boom boom sound, the podcast the podcast. I kept hitting myself. I kept hearing when I would hit the mic. I could possibly edit it out, but that would take too much time, and I just don't want to spend time fixing an audio issue that should be fixed upon recording. Okay? Like, ain't nobody got time for that. I don't get paid for this. This is a free podcast, guys. It's free for you. I don't make any money off of it. I just want to share my story. And so I'm not going to spend time on things that don't bring me joy or bring me money, okay? Like, those are the two things. Like, it has to bring me joy and it has to bring me money, and that's where I'm going to go. That's where I'm going to be, right? Joy and money. Joy and money. That is the theme for 2026. Joy and money. On to Saturn news. I want to talk about something that's been heavy in my heart. Friends, family, audience members. I want to talk about some real stuff. Some real midlife crisis stuff. As many of you know, as you get older, certain things happen. And officially, we have to lay to rest. We have to say goodbye to my fertility. R.I.P. fertility. R.I.P. my fertility. Because I think I've officially entered perimenopause. I haven't gone to the doctor yet because I need to find a doctor out here, because I have a doctor, but they're in Northern California. I never go to visit, just a few times a year. So I need to find one soon because I'm getting some symptoms that are not that are not fun, guys. Being a woman is so fun. Actually, I do love being a woman. I do, but um like lately my periods have been beyond like light, like super light. Sometimes I'll have periods where it's just spotting. Um, and then I'm not as regular as I used to be. So I was always kind of late. Like I was never ever on time. So I was kind of off. I was always slightly irregular with my timing. Is that the wording? I think that's the wording. Let me see what I wrote my friend. But um my with my periods, I was never like to a schedule, right? Like some women are like, "Hey, it's I get it every third Thursday of every third Thursday of the month." Um I was kind of I kind of had something similar where I was like I would always get it like on a Wednesday, or if something happened, I knew I was going to get it like 2 days after that, like like certain I would get certain cramps, and then I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to start my period in like 2 days," or I would be bloated and I'd be like, "Okay, next week I'm getting my period." Um and I was always slightly off. Like I would be kind of on time. Let's put that in quotes, for a few months, and then something will happen, and then it would kind of shift a little bit, and then I would have that shift, and then I would have that like similar regularity for a little bit, and then like shift. So there was like seasons where my how often I got it kind of changed, how my cycle was kind of changed. Um, but now I'm even more irregular. So now it seems like almost every month it's like alternating. Like I'm a little bit late one month and a little too early the next month. And also with that, like one month feels very, very light and another month feels like almost normal. Um, but still light. And then on top of that, I spot now before my period. Like sometimes I'll spot like a week before I get it. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm on my period or not. One time I like spotted between my periods, which doesn't happen. And this time around, the past two cycles that I've had, um, I just had like really, really bad cramps, and I actually like things are starting to irritate me a lot more. Like sometimes it's just my dog's breathing irritates me. I'm like, ugh, get away from me. Like, go away. Like, don't talk to me. Um, and it's kind of like I don't know. It's interesting to see those hormones changing and be like, okay, this is happening. And the reason why I want to see a doctor, because the reason why I want to see a doctor is like my symptoms aren't that bad right now. I've had some friends I've experienced some not like had some not so good experiences. I had one friend that had very bad like mental health issues, like they were crying a lot, and they were depressed for no reason. They had really high anxiety and they weren't an anxious person. They didn't like know what was happening, and they tried to do it as natural as possible. But they recently got on, not recently, I think it's been over a year since they got on hormone replacements or hormone therapy. I don't really know what it's called. So I'm like, well, I don't want to get bad. Like I don't want my symptoms to get worse. I just want to be on the hormone therapy or replacements. I just want to get on some hormones to help this all out, right? Like let's stop it before it goes haywire. Um, because one of the things too is my cramps are a lot worse. Don't, I never got like bad cramps. Like I would get cramps, and every once in a while I would get pretty painful cramps, but it was just like half a day and then it's done. Now I'm dealing with like 3 weeks of constipation and bloating, and then like cramps like the whole time before I get my period and during my period. Like yesterday I woke up with like really bad cramps, and I basically was living off of like ibuprofen for like 3 days. I'm like, this isn't what I want. I don't want to be in this pain. I want to just go with the flow. Like I am still like out here living my best life, and my perimenopause, like my fertility ending is not going to stop me from living my best life, right? Like I don't care that my fertility is ending, okay? Like I just don't want to deal with all the pain and the mood swings and all the hormone stuff that make me go crazy, okay? I just don't want to go crazy. I'm already crazy enough as it is. I don't need something else making me crazy. Okay. Okay. So yes, I am in the market for a new doctor, and that's just like that's just a thing we go through as women, I guess. And I always consider myself like just more free spirited, like young spirited, and it's like, the body is growing up, the body is changing, and I can't fight hands of time, right? I am where I am. And about the fertility ending, coming to the end of my fertile lifespan, there was some sadness that came with it. Oh my God. I didn't realize how sad I was going to get. So, for those of you that don't know, I don't have children. I am a super aunt, and I love being a super aunt. I love kids. I do love children. But a long time ago, I was very much okay with not having children. Um, I was just always like, if I have kids, great. If I don't have kids, great. Like I was very indifferent about it. Like if I became a mother, of course I would be happy. And if I didn't become a mother, I still would be happy. Like my life fulfillment and my happiness wasn't based on whether I was a mother or not. Um, and so I do think that I probably am not able to have kids because I wasn't in my last relationship. I wasn't on birth control for many years, and I never had an accidental like I never had a pregnancy scare. Never I didn't get pregnant or anything like that, so it was just kind of like, huh. And yes, for some of you thinking like, well, you need to have, XEX Erica to get pregnant. Yes, I was having XEX, unprotected XEX. So I don't know if it was my partner or if it was me, um, as to why I couldn't have kids. So when I really accepted the fact that I am entering the stage where I'm not able to birth the child, I got really sad. I was surprised how sad I was. I basically spent like one Saturday morning, just crying my eyes out. And I think a lot of it had to do with like, I didn't feel worthy as a woman and didn't feel worthy to be loved, because I'm still single, right? And I tend to like younger men, a few years younger than me, and even just men my age too. Like maybe they are looking for like someone that can have children, and so I thought that like it brought my value in the dating marketplace lower. That's a really bad way to say it, but that's what I was thinking, right? And all those ideas were coming through my head like, I'm never going to find anyone. No one's going to want to be with me because I don't even want, like, I can't even have kids. Because at least before I could just be like, well, if there were, I don't know. At least like before I could at least say I could physically have them, right? Like my body could do it. Um, but like then like once I was thinking about it, I was like, why am I crying? Like why am I mourning this thing that I wasn't really sure I wanted? And it's just basically like just it's letting go of an old part of me, right? That's like old Erica, right? The one that was just in regular menstruation. It's an identity, right? There's this young woman Erica, the fertile Erica versus maybe not fertile Erica, and really understanding where my value comes from, but being okay with just being sad about it. Like it's an end of an era. It is. It's the end of an era, and if we don't process our feelings around something coming to an end, it just kind of haunts us, and stays in our body, and it's just unprocessed, and it comes out in different ways. And we see how people get when they don't process their feelings. So I'm glad I processed it. Processed sounded like I said prostitute, but I'm glad I processed it that morning. Because after I had like the good cry, like no one's gonna love me because I can't have children anymore. Um, and like me like not giving birth, I don't even want that stuff, so I don't even know why I was just so sad about it. But after I processed that stuff and realized that my worthiness is just me being me, like I'm just worthy because I exist in this world. I'm worthy because I bring value, and even though I'm not a mother, I am a mother, right? Like I'm like I don't have any biological children, but I have two childs, right? And I'm very involved in my nieces. Is that how you do the plural? I'm very involved in my nieces' lives. And I'm just an extension of the parenting to my siblings. And I love being an aunt. I could pour my love into those children that are in my life and that I love so much. Plus, I think I've talked about this before. My sister works in nursing homes, and she always tells me the aunt that never have children, the nieces and nephews take better care of their aunts than they do their parents. So I'll be okay. I'll be okay. And I do love babies. I do love babies. I love kids. I don't like teenagers unless I'm related to them because I have to like them, right? Because they're blood. But, the teenagers, I don't really like too much. When my niece Miley, um, she's turning into a teenager. She's gonna be 13 in a few months, and she's already getting those mood swings. And I'm like, I don't like it when you're like moody like that, when you're a little sassy. But there's some fun parts that I do love. Right. When I went to go visit, there were some cool conversations we had, and I really loved that part. But then when she was just kind of irritable, sassy teenager, I'm like, and so that's kind of the joke my sister and I have right going on right now, where if she doesn't answer my calls, I was like, oh, she being a teenager because she doesn't want to talk to us. She doesn't want to hang out with us anymore. We're not cool anymore. We're not the cool people. She doesn't look up to us and just want to be with us all the time. So that's a sad part. That's a sad part too. That's another midlife crisis thing, right? Where your kids and your nieces and nephews don't want to um, talk to you anymore. They don't want to talk to you anymore. But that part of life is done, and I'm gonna be looking into doctors and getting the treatment I need before it gets bad, because I know it can get bad. Luckily I haven't had hot flashes or anything like that. My mood swings I think are still manageable, but I don't want them to get worse, right? I don't know. Like maybe I think they're fine, but really I'm just like a raging bitch, and raging. Why can't I say that? Maybe I am being a raging bitch, and no one wants to tell me, or I'm just like spend so much time alone in my apartment and no one knows like what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So the other topic I want to share, just talking about how the part of this podcast about being delulu and following my dreams in my 40s that I wanted to share is just how currently I'm just seeing so much of the things that I had wished for, hope hope for, right? Like I just sat on the edge of my bed being like, Ave Maria Purissima, in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, amen. Oh dear God, please give this to me. I want this life. How much of that I'm seeing manifesting before my eyes. Like it's happening, guys. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Like I'm starting my dream life is happening. I'm starting to live it, like after all these years, like things that I've done in the past few years, especially the past 4 years, right? I really started this path 4 years ago, and maybe before, how everything is starting to fall into place, and I see it, and I'm so excited. Um, so as some of you may know, I'm taking improv classes at the UCB. Right now I'm in 201, which is the second level. I'm halfway through. Yay! And with that, we have to see shows. Just a minimum of 2 shows. They're free for students. There's some shows that they show that are not free for students, um, but for the most part, almost all of them are free. So after class, I've been staying and even driving out. I drove out last night, um, driving out there to go see some shows, and I love it because in that area, because the UCB is there, you start seeing people that you recognize on TV, and or the internet. Right now, like really loudly the internet because um, Try Guys, Dropout, Smosh, those, and there may be more companies that do it, but those are the three I know. Um, those YouTube channels, a lot of their current cast are alumni from UCB or have improv groups that perform there. And so I either see them or I see other castmates that work with them. And so on, like a few weeks ago, like I saw somebody from the Try Guys there. They just like they were walking back and forth, and I'm like, oh my god, that is Quasi James. And then somebody else who's actually on a TV show, I think it's on Peacock, that has what's her name? Emily Clark, I believe. To Daenerys Targaryen. Um, so she's like in a show with her, but also I know her from the internet. She was just outside as I was walking in. I've been able to see certain performers, and it's a very small theater, so some of them are like literally like in my face. Like last night I went to a show and a performer, I think he's on Dropout. I've seen him through other internet stuff, but he was like, his back was to me and he was doing a bit where he was like shaking his booty. So basically, his butt was in my face. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. It was all consensual, okay? Okay. But he was doing a funny bit where his like jetpack was making him like shake, like making his body shake. And so that was like really fun. So being able to being able to be in these spaces and see internet celebrities that I know. And then on top of that, I went to like another show, totally somebody that's a stand-up comedian. They're a comedian. They're from Canada but live in the UK. And I saw Rebel Wilson there, just in the audience, like there. And I'm like, oh, I'm starting to be in the same spaces as celebrities are at, right? I'm starting to be in the spaces as actors and improvisers. Like my worlds are starting to collide where before it just felt so far away and it felt like just a dream and felt like something I could not achieve, to now like, oh, you're just an audience member of like me. You're just normal like me. Like we're just here. And yes, celebrities are just normal, but it's taking that life off of a pedestal and me just slowly aligning myself to it. So like I had the celebrity life up on a pedestal, right? It's like level 3 and I was on in the basement floor, and I've been slowly changing my energy, shifting with everything I've been doing, right? Like here I am shifting to have my energy calibrate to that level where I need to be in level 3. And I think that's pretty freaking awesome. Like just seeing how much I've evolved in the year that I've been here, year and a half. Um and it's so funny, like I was thinking about it this morning as I was thinking about this episode, that like when I first lived out here in LA in my 20s, like because it felt like, because when you're in 20s you feel like you could do anything and nothing's impossible. So when I was out here and got the job in casting and was in already in the scene, I used to see celebrities left and right, like all the time, anytime, anywhere I went, didn't matter where. Like I remember I went to Target and I saw somebody that was on ER. I believe Luca. I think that was the name of the actor. He was just like in Target shopping. And then I think I just went to like a gas station and one of the guys from American Pie was there. And I actually asked him a question because my gas pump wasn't working. I didn't realize it was him, so I started talking to him because he was on the other side. And like I thought it was weird how he like came up and walked to like was kind of walking towards me. I was like, "What's up with this guy?" And when I was just asking him about the gas, he kind of like stepped back a little bit. He's like, "Oh no, my friend's the one that's pumping the gas, but he went to go get something. I'm just out here. I don't know why he was out there." No, we didn't have iPhones back then because it was like early 2000s. But like I drove off and I was like, "Oh, that was the guy from American Pie. He probably thought I was gonna ask him for his autograph or something. That's why he was like, da, 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 da." So like there was so many random things where I just was already calibrated to that world that I would see celebrities everywhere. I remember I went to a bar to meet up with some friends, and Bobby Brown was there. This is like after him and Whitney divorced, so he was there with like some young girl. But like it was crazy that I would just see these celebrities randomly at a gas station down the street from my house, right? At a Target, at a bar that was by my house at that time. So I would just see these people like all the time, constantly. And then ever since I moved to LA this time, um, I haven't seen anybody until recently, until the past few weeks. But like I really haven't seen anybody like just walking around. And I know it has to do with like just my energy and what I was willing to accept into my reality and be ready for. Like I just wasn't ready for it. um and I do feel like you taking the time to rest was the crucial part. I got burnt out last year. I tried the internet thing and the being like a influencer or a content creator, and it like drained me. And I'm working with Marley Ansel, who is a spiritual coach. Um, and I had hired her to help me get motivated. And what we realized was I needed rest. Like, I needed to just do nothing and focus on fun and be around people and be more in like a social environment. And through that we realized like, oh, I need to take improv classes at the UCB. And so this that rest time, at first I fought it a lot. I fought it so much because I was like, I just need to do things. But it was just like I just needed that time to just be with me and and I call it rest time, even though like at times I was going out with friends. I was just hanging out with people I liked and just doing things that I loved and that had nothing to do with acting or Instagram or anything like that, but it was just purely on that. And it was really it's kind of like it feels like a contradiction, right? Like shouldn't you like go balls to the wall for your dream audition? Because I had like a big goal last year to like audition and be on set. I didn't. I think I did like one random audition and that was it. Like I just got overwhelmed and I couldn't do it. Um and I really took that focus away and just like nurtured me and what I needed, which was just fun, being around people and rest, right? Um and I had to learn to let go of hustling. I had to let go of that. I had to let go of the fact that like that resting is a bad thing, that resting is lazy. And now that I'm on the other end of it and seeing these things manifest, I'm like, "Oh my god. I see why." Like this is why I rested. Like I what? Like, oh snap. Things are coming in fast. My life is happening. And now I'm feeling more ready and like and in my improv classes, I have been really, really just enjoying to perform. Yes, I've always loved performing, but sometimes when I have a lot of eyes on me or had a lot of eyes on me because it's past tense, I I like wanted to get off stage really quick. Like when I like really first started doing improv when I was like in high school, I remember I would like we would play like games, and I would do the thing to just get off stage right away. But what I'm learning now in 201 is like really enjoy to be present in that moment, and like let the scene evolve and enjoy that dance and that energy exchange that you have with the audience. And I really, really like my teacher. And there's been a few times where I've done something and I see like a spark in his eye. Like I got him, I entertained him. And I think that's really cool because um, that like reminds me that like this is what I love to do is when I perform and I'm able to get people to laugh with me not even trying, like I'm just in the zone, like, and I just kind of go with like the first instinct, or I sometimes I don't even think, I just say, and the things that come out and the characters that come out and that are created with my mind with my mind, the power of my mind, it is, it literally fills my soul up. Like I come to life, there's energy, and there's just like this rebirth and excitement. And I understand what Florence Welsh from Florence and the Machine feels when she's performing on stage, and she has a song called Everybody Scream, and it's about her love for performance. And like I get that song now. I really get it. I was like, "Oh, this is what she means." And so like that the classes are really showing me how much I love performing, and really love it, especially when I connect with the audience. Like that's what I love the most, is that connection you feel with the audience when you're performing. And I was just like, damn, I've been depriving myself of this all my life. Like this is what true love feels like. This is amore. This is like just when you're in alignment. God, everything feels good. Like, oh man, like to think there was a life where I wasn't doing this and I wasn't in alignment, and how everything just felt so bad and heavy. I still have the same day job, okay, guys? Like, I still have the same day job, but it's so much more bearable knowing like what I do outside of that, knowing like what my goals are and striving for, and it's just so much fun. So much fun. So, Um, speaking of like things happening before my eyes, life manifesting before my dream life manifesting before my eyes is, so um I started auditioning, like for real auditioning. I didn't have that as a goal this year. I have a goal to audition for an improv group, like for the UCB. UCB has auditions, and I have a goal to audition. Um, but the goal to audition, um, right now, like mainly I'm auditioning for commercials, but the goal of that, like, came about really randomly. It was just like an impulse thing. So I I don't know. It was like I bought a butternut squash to make dinner. I haven't made it yet, but that was like last week. I bought this butternut squash, and I like started to just have these characters like flow into me. So it was like I was like pretending to be this Russian lady. I don't even know how to do a Russian accent. It's just what I think a Russian lady should sound like, or not even Russian, just some Eastern European, right? I don't know. Like I was like saying, today I'm going to cook butternut squash, and I'm going to make this dinner for my friends that don't like me. I don't know, but I started like this character was coming towards me, Nadia was coming in loud and clear, and she wanted to cook butternut squash to show Gloria, who didn't want to show her the recipe, that she was the better cook than Gloria. Gloria's my neighbor, and Gloria is mad at me because I stole her boyfriend, but I am a lot prettier than her. So she was coming loud and clear, and some like bits came to me. So some bits came to me and I started like writing them down. And one night after work, I was like, well, I'm not cooking the butternut squash yet, but I want to practice Nadia in front of the camera because sometimes I have these ideas in my head and they don't, like, once I get on camera, they don't translate. So I was like, well, let me just like practice her. I'm going to cook something else today, something easy, but let me practice Nadia, you know? So I started like doing her or whatever, and it just like I saw some of the playback and I was like, "Oh, like I do like watching myself on camera." I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's like the one thing with improv is we're not like watching ourselves back. We're just going off of feelings, off of vibes, off of feelings. Um, so like I saw suddenly was like, let me look at like casting postings, and I just started looking, and and like I saw some that I was like, I think I could do this one. So I just paid for it and then started auditioning. So I've only submitted one audition. There's two that I'm going to audition to, but they're due later. One's a voiceover thing, and one's it's an improvised scene. Which, hello, I've been doing improv, so I've been thinking about that and thinking about the character and what to wear. So I'm gonna shoot those. I'm gonna record one because one's just an audio, but the other one shooting it, I don't know, sometime this week. Sometime this week. I have to look at when it's due. I think it's due this week, so I have to do it soon. But I put it on my calendar and wrote it out. I was gonna do it today, but I took a nap instead because I was tired. But I just like, it's so funny to me. Not funny to me, but last year when I looked at the casting listings, it was so overwhelming and I was like, no. And then this time around, I just looked at him and I'm like, I could do that. Let me pay. Okay, let me find a reader. I found a reader. Leia, my friend Leia. We zoomed in, she read with me, and I got that audition out the same night. Um and then what was happening was I was feeling excitement instead of overwhelm. I started to feel excitement over auditioning. And I love that feeling because when I'm auditioning and when I'm doing this, I don't have the pressure of I need the money because I have a full-time job. I'm just doing this for, well, I'm doing it because I eventually want it to be a career and I want to do it for money, but um like I don't need the money at the moment, right? And so I'm looking at jobs that kind of pay like the day rates kind of similar to what I make. Um I have some thresholds, right, that I'm like, I'm not gonna work something that's like $100 a day, right? Like I'm not gonna, like, I'm not gonna work something that is like very low paying or exposure unless I really love the project. Like there was this project I submitted to. I didn't audition. They didn't ask for an audition. They just asked for pictures and all that. But there's a project, a short film that seems like it's a really, like, whoever gets the parts and gets to work on it, it's so lucky, so lucky. I do wanna be a part of that because of just the energy of the movie. But if I'm gonna do like commercials, like, they're gonna have to pay me a certain amount of money. Like, I'm just that's my mentality. I'm not just doing things for like cheap. Like, I don't need the money. I have a job. I have a job, baby. I have two jobs. I could do whatever I want. Uh, so I think it, like, auditioning with the pressure of not be of being perfect, not on me. The pressure of not needing the money too is, there is no pressure basically. So like there's no pressure of being perfect on my end. There's no pressure of needing the money to pay rent on my end. It's just, for me, it's exposure and practice and a way to perfect my craft. Because I haven't like done a commercial audition, so I'm still learning how to be a better auditioner, how to work with nobody there, right? And really build the world with my imagination, and and do what I have limited, right? Like basically how you guys see me, this is like the audition and some stuff it's like there's a lot of action going on and you're just like reading and talking. And it could be kind of like weird because like in your head you have the whole scene played out and then you're auditioning and you're just like here, you're not doing a lot. Um but I'm just really excited. I'm excited for that stage and what's going to happen. And right now, my focus is commercials. Um, I don't have an agent, so I am self submitting. And so right now, I'm looking at non union, even at union stuff, because you have to do a few union jobs before they let you in the union. But looking at commercials so that I could use that money to feed my dream. Um, what I remember is commercials pay kind of more than like like one like a small guest role on a TV show. Um, I've heard some actors like buy a home off commercial money, make a living, like really make a living off of it, or are able to fund their dream based on that. So with commercials, it's like it's kind of like, oh, that's capitalism. So we're like they're like lower stakes, right? You guys seen commercials where like people have just very limited lines, or maybe they're smiling and just drinking like a coffee. Um, and those shoots are usually like a day or two, so they're like short shoots, but you could make good money off of it. Sometimes you can't, but sometimes you can. So that's why I'm focusing on commercials right now because I think it's fun too. Like, I don't know, I find it kind of fun. I used to do commercial casting, so like I understand some of that. Um, and then also continue to take classes. I'm in the market for, aside from a gynecologist and a new doctor, an acting teacher. I I got a suggestion last night, so I'm gonna look into it. I really want to perfect my craft and continue learning. So that's my life update. This episode did not go exactly how I wanted it to, but it went exactly how it needed to. I feel like I'm jumping from like subject to subject really quickly, but I'm gonna watch the Olympics. The sun is setting. I don't want to turn on my ring light. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Midlife Crisis. And until next time, stay de Lulu. I love you. Bye bye.